the dairy cows, although they give you less meat than the beef cows, because they breed quicker and because they grow up quicker, you get more meat from them over a shorter period of time than you do from the beef cows.
I feel I was denied critical, need-to-know information.
What is going on, y'all? How y'all doing today? Here today, doing another ranch tour here with Dodds. She's showing me off her really cool ranch. It's been a while since we've done one, but she contacted me. She got something different, and she's only been doing this ranch here for about a week and a half. So this is gonna be pretty cool. She does done a lot in a week and a half for sure. All right, Dodds, you want to show us around here?
Well, yeah. Like I said to you earlier, it's only partially done because it is literally since the new update, brand new ranch, new design. But I play the game as if it was a proper working farm. I grew up on a farm, so it's the sort of thing I might have seen as a kid on my own farm. Dad used to cut a lot of logs down, and we used them as fencing. It was cheap, it was reliable. We could plant a tree, wait a few years, cut it down, use the logs. So that's what I've tried to do here. But until we get the trees that are renewable, I don't want to cut down everything on my farm right now. So this is the start. This is the bottom end, obviously just around the fields that we've got now. So it'll come across the front here and all the way up the side, up to the main gate, where there's a slightly different design. So if we follow this fencing, for the time being, I've just put this fencing up to keep the wolves at bay, because they seem to come down here a lot for me.
Oh, okay.
So main gate entrance. I'm not sure whether I'll go with the fence that's down the bottom or with this design here. This is just a little zigzag design, which is easily removable. Every log at any point can be taken off and put back, and it doesn't cost anything. You don't lose anything. You don't have to pay for anything. So it's a cheap way of getting fencing once we get the renewable logs. This section in here is enclosed. It's got the barn where the horses will go, with the corral at the back there, if you can see through the trees.
Oh yeah.
But again, I want to keep these trees because horses like shade as much as the sun. So they've got the main corral if they want to sit in the sun, with the trees here if they want shade. And then if we go up to the gate, you usually find signs at any farm entrance, usually. Any notices whether they're looking for farm hands, and obviously please don't feed the animals because they may bite.
Yeah.
Every farm has that sort of warning: don't go in the field, don't feed the animals. I've kept the old barn because I want it to look as though this farm's been here for a long, long time. And this is my work area. I've got the honey in here, the milking machine, the cheese machines in the sausage section.
Okay.
And then I keep all my spare empty crates at the back, the other side of the door.
Okay.
And of course, with the new light switches, yay!
Yes.
On switch on. Oh, I wanted that so long.
I know. Yeah.
Put a little bit of fence in between the shed and the garage, so it looks like a garden at the front of the house. Picked up the biggest house, obviously, because we've got a family here. And then if we go in here, I know it's a meat cupboard, but for me that's a cloak cupboard.
Oh yeah, it definitely looks like that inside the house. I would definitely see right away.
Yeah, and then in the storage room, instead of having cheeses and using it, I've put all the fireworks, so it looks like cans of peas and beans and corn and all that sort of thing.
That is awesome. I've never even thought to put something in those shelves before. So that's
3 sacks there. That's sacks of potatoes, obviously.
right.
Not what people think it is. And then a couple of the cheaper machinery just in the kitchen, so it looks like it's a working kitchen at some point. And obviously the egg
I thought it was toaster
checker
at first. I was a toaster at first.
And then out on the back porch, you've got the cheese bin, but for me, it's firewood.
Yeah, that's cool. I never thought they were trying to put anything in the cheese bins besides cheese. It's cool.
Yeah. There's children on the farm, so they've got their playhouse. And I've noticed that you can, that's the feed, but it's a sand pit for the children.
That is amazing. This is brilliant. I've never seen that anyone do anything with feed as anything like this at all. This is amazing. I love how it looks like toys are laying around. I wouldn't think that was fireworks. I instantly thought those were toys in the sand pit there.
Yeah. And the reason for this little pen is not to keep the dogs and cats in, which I will get eventually once it's all finished and up and running. But you can keep the wild rabbits that you catch from the tracker. And if you prepared to and run them all the way back to the farm, if you catch the first one, bring that one back, put it in a pen, then go back, catch your second one and hand that in, you get your money, but you get to keep the first rabbit that you caught.
Gosh.
So they can have pet rabbits.
That is awesome. I never tried doing that before. I just saw them mention it one time that you can maybe keep them, but wasn't sure if they would despawn or not.
No, they don't.
Okay.
That was the one thing I checked. Obviously, clubhouse rules for the children. But this is all still a work in progress. It's not all painted yet, as you can see, but it will be eventually. Again, fireworks, but in this case, building blocks.
Yep.
This space here will be for the Christmas tree when I can pick it up again in December.
Okay.
And then some of the presents will be kept and put in different places. The toy tray that you get will be used as a piece of decoration.
Okay.
So that's their playhouse. And again, this is all fenced in, so it looks like the garden is totally separate from the rest of the farm.
Oh yeah. Oh, the color of the fence, by the way. That's a hard color to get.
What? Well, the brown?
Yeah, for me it is. I can never get a good natural color for the fencing.
Well, if you like the colours, I can give you the codes because I saved
cool.
them off.
Alright, cool.
Yeah,
we do that later,
I'll do that. Yeah. Greenhouse. Slightly different. I've put the water mill right in the middle, so it just literally stand here, press 0, and if it works, it fills everything up.
Yeah.
And then again, shelving, but this time I put the individual fruits on each different fruit,
Gotcha.
so it shows them all.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. I like that.
And then we got a couple of shelves, 2 at the back and 2 at the sides here with corn seed on it and the fertilizer and canisters at the back there.
Okay.
So if I want to use them, I can do. Baskets again. The reason for the space is so I can have anything new that comes in. I've got more space if I need it to put other stuff down.
Right. Thinking ahead.
Yeah. I got 2 trucks. This is my sale truck. So this truck here, everything that's extra goes on the back of this truck. And then when it's full, I take it down and sell it because it saves money from, I'm not having to use so much petrol.
Right, okay, I got you.
And this is the farm shop. Every farm has a farm shop.
Right.
So you've got the notice that says farm shop, all produce grown here, which is what generally happens on a farm. Your opening times of the shop, and then this is the veg and crops. So all your fruits and veggies are in here. And again, this time sacks of potatoes, not sacks of grain.
Right.
That we buy for feed. And each shelf is literally a different set. And eventually what I want to do is like this one here. I know it says 2 coins each and 75 per basket, but that's just an example. So eventually I'll take a basket down, I'll look at the price of 1 egg and the price of a basket and put those prices on here so I know exactly what I'm selling and for how much for before I take it down there.
Okay. Cool.
And then the next floor up, I've started laying this one out. This is going to be all the milk products from both the cows and the goats. And then obviously each floor will have a different thing. So the next one will be beef, then pork, then chicken at the top. So if they ever, and I've made it this big so that if they ever expand on the recipes that we can cook, I've got the extra space to put it in as well.
Okay.
That's the sale side of it.
All right.
And then I've kept all these trees at the moment, but again, look, fenced it all in so that the wild animals can't get in. But that will all be switched out for logs eventually.
All right.
Then over this side of the farm, the other side of the gate, you've got the animals. So these two pens are my milking pens. The cows one side, goats the other. You can come in safely, knowing full well that they won't escape.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's a gate this side and this side, so that if you've got animals right in front of the gate, you've got an alternative choice to get in.
Nice.
Yeah, and the canister in the middle, no matter where you are outside the pen, it can be reached. So if you just want to grab the pail,
nice.
you can do, and put it back.
Nice.
Then this is my pork production. So these are my. Ignore how many pigs are in it at the moment. 'Cause I've fatten them now up for produce shortly. So this is my 2 breeding pens. So I might have 2 pairs, one either side here, and then all the little piglets come through here. And this is in a U shape, so you can go in one end. These are gates literally all the way around the U shape. Drop the first piglet in the first pen on the left hand side, then leave an empty pen, and then put the next piglet in the next one, to eventually you work your way back here.
Oh, nice.
And there's enough pens to hold all 6 if you get a full complement and get 6 piglets, so that they don't accidentally breed over the fence.
Okay.
Then this silo feeds all these animals here. Then this pit section here is for cow production, for me beef. So they'll be slaughtered very shortly.
Oh, you're over there. What's wrong way?
Yeah. And then in the barn, inside the barn, if we go through here, so that we don't disturb the cows.
Alright.
With that pen there, I can put the bull in that one. If I want to stop breeding for a while for whatever reason.
Right.
And then he can't get at any cows that are outside it.
Okay, that's smart. Yeah.
And then I can bring the cows into this section, which is a small section, for slaughtering and picking up without the others running around.
Yeah, especially the new explosive meat thing that happens when they die.
Yeah, exactly. And then this is the chickens. So you got your egg production on the left-hand side, the 2 breeding pens on the right-hand side, and then the hatching pen in the middle. And these are free range, so they will lay anywhere.
Okay.
But I much prefer the idea of free range eggs rather than, chickens that are hatched and bred and all in tiny little cages.
Right.
And that's as far as I've got so far.
Okay. So, I mean, it looks really cool. I mean, I like this the more natural look at things. It looks really cool. Was that a horse thing I saw? I probably don't have any horses in it yet, huh?
No.
No. Okay. I saw that over there. Yeah.
Yeah. So we can get to it, which is easy enough if you come through these gates.
Okay.
And then just in the center of this one, you've got these 2 gates, and then they've got the open paddock which they can roam here, the barn with the stalls in, which you would normally have for horses, and then the paddock.
Okay. Oh yeah.
And then I wanted the horses between the ploughing fields and the farm, so it looks like the farm's transition from horse and plough to tractor.
Nice. Love that.
So that, yeah. So you would generally keep, if you're using horse and plough, you'd keep them close to the ploughing fields, because the last thing you want to do is tire a horse out dragging a plough a mile down the road. So they generally be kept close by. So that's why this is here at this point. And then I shall have a gate somewhere in that fencing to get the tractors in and out for the ploughing fields. And they'll be stored, because if you come over this, if you come through here, you can see there's plenty enough space behind that field to put all the tractor equipment in that corner.
Okay.
But a lot of this has been done, thankfully, to the new oil rigs. And if you look through there, between those trees, I kept loading and loading until I got an oil rig on the farm.
Mm-hmm.
And what I do now is I've got the second pickup, which holds 8 barrels.
Right.
And I stay on the farm for about 2 weeks in game, and that gives me about 400 barrels, 400 litres, which I can take 8 barrels down, fill them all up, take them down to the shop, flog them, and come back. So I only have to do that once about every 14 days in game.
Okay.
And it's a full load, so I'm only doing one drive down, and that's $4,000 in my pocket.
Oh, now. Okay.
And the other farm is over by the farm where the foxes are.
Mm-hmm.
So every time I go down there, I pick up the fox task, kill the 4 foxes that are down there. That gives me wild meat, and it's safe, handy. They don't leave that farm, so it's quick and easy. And then I pick off the odd deer here and there, but I don't avidly go hunting. I save my bullets.
Okay.
And something else I have noticed, that if you do have somebody that joins you, rather than buying bullets for both of you, if your partner leaves the game, you go and load up your bullets. So if you buy, say, 200 bullets, when your partner comes back on game, they automatically get those 200.
Yeah.
So if you use up 150 of them, and your partner leaves, you only have to buy 150 for yourself. But if you buy 150 with them in game, it gets split between the two of you.
Yeah, it's like a shared ammo pool thing.
Yeah. So it's always handy to get anybody who's on your farm to leave, one person buy, and then everybody piles back in, and they automatically get that amount of bullets.
Okay.
Another little money-saving tip.
Yeah.
But for me, this has all been built on those oil rigs.
Wow. And it's so much easier now to get started with having the more rigs.
Yeah, I haven't sold anything produce-wise. It's all been stored and put in the shed.
Wow.
So, yeah, it was a case of came in, got me Jeep, went straight to the shop, bought the concrete and whatever that I needed for the 2 oil rigs, built the 2 oil rigs, got 1 barrel, literally ran it to and fro rather than using the Jeep to save on fuel. And now I've got to the point where my money has bought 3 oil tankers, and they've all been filled up. There's 1 on the farm and 1 at each rig.
Okay.
With a canister so that I can top them up without having to ferry jerry cans.
Okay.
And then there's a mattress at each one, so that if I get caught there at night, I can sleep overnight and get up the next morning.
Okay. Nice.
So, yeah, perhaps maybe after Christmas, when I've got some more decoration done and the rest of it finished and painted and finalized, you'd like to come and have
Oh, definitely, yeah. Definitely.
a retour.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely. Ain't another, map wipe. Safe wipe.
Yeah, exactly.
They said they're not. They said they're done with that.
Well,
Let's see,
I mean,
though.
the thing was, when the original map came out, I had all 4 different houses. I used to have the main house here. Then, if you remember, there was a ridge way up in that direction where you could build, and I had another one up there as well. And then if you went over in that direction towards the shop, you had another
Plateau thing? Yeah.
plateau. And a couple of your guys, a couple of videos that I've watched of yours already said that they built up there. I had one like somebody else had in your video, overlooking down to the shops, and then way back in the corner there was a tiny little plateau where you could have the very smallest house sitting. So I built, and of course you could knock down, at that time you could knock down trees anywhere, so I was building logs all over the place. But then when they brought the farm patches in, it messed everything up because they were where I was building, because I used to build, when it first came out, all my builds were right down the bottom of the ranch, so you had a long drive from the gate all the way to the back.
Okay.
Because I was going to expand towards the gate, and then of course they put all the farm plots, the wheat and that down the bottom, so that messed all that up. So I had to knock all that down and rebuild it up this end, and then when I rebuilt it up this end, they moved all the farms. I thought, I can't win.
Right.
So yeah. So this is like I say, since the unstable branch came out, this is what I've got done so far.
Okay. Nice. Thank you for showing it to me. I can't wait to see what, like I said, on Christmas time and everything finished up and all looking good. And from the tree, we should have the tree update by then. Trees will regrow, and we're gonna have that log trailer. So I'm be happy to have that for when you're doing your log. Fill up a log trailer and just drive along and just set all your logs up the way you need to. Yeah, exactly. Because this was the hardest part, was trying to get this right. Because I didn't want to have the fencing, the logs join up. I wanted a little bit of decoration, and I loved this idea of stepping the logs up that looks pretty
to a high plateau. But having this single one here meant that it was going to be open to wolves all the time.
Right.
So it's, you've had to have that secondary wall. But yeah, I think I may just go with this design here, because it's simple enough, and you don't have to worry about the level of the ground.
Okay. Yeah.
Like with the fancy fencing down the bottom, if it's unlevel, you can't get that 4 log height to put across. The other halves. But yeah.
Well, thank you for showing me your ranch. And y'all, if you want to have your ranch tour, let me know in the comments below. If y'all like this video, make sure y'all squish the like button, and y'all go ahead and subscribe if you haven't already. And again, Dodds, thank you for letting me see your ranch.
You're welcome. Anytime. Take care.